Welcome to the Mental Health series brought to you by Migro, the emotional intelligence platform. My name is Theron, and I'm just going to say it. I want the good life. I think we all do. I'm going to tell you what it is and how to get it. Maybe I'm just another guy selling snake oil on the internet. Let's see. Lucky for me, there's a market for that, so I'm sure some people will be interested. People spend a lot of money trying to achieve the good life. And this question of what makes a good life, well, humans have been wrestling with this forever. In fact, it's one of maybe, 2 or 3 questions upon which the entire world and field of philosophy is built. It's at the heart of materialism, capitalism, most isms, actually, as well as being a fundamental concern of pretty much every world religion. What makes for the good life, and how do I make sure I get more of it? Have you correctly understood what the good life actually is? Do you have the right strategy to achieve it? Which voices are you listening to? Even if you do have the right idea, and that's a big if you do, that's not enough. It's easy to get distracted along the way. Do you have the right skills and the tenacity to make it happen? That's the real question. So, looking through the lens of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I'm going to attempt to answer this question for you. How do we do things in the right order to get to the top, to achieve self-actualization? But, as you will see, it's less about doing things in the right order, that comes naturally, and more about not getting lost in the middle. Because if you do get lost, you might not get to the top. Let's dive in. As I said, this question of what makes for the good life and how to achieve happiness and well-being, it has been central to the field of philosophy, from Aristotle to Confucius, from the Buddha to Ibn Rushd. Across all traditions and geographies, we've been interested in solving this riddle for a very long time. But it's not just the philosophers that are providing the answers. Capitalism also has answers. Retail therapy, for instance, perhaps the most widely practiced modality of therapy that we have. And I'm not even trying to be funny here, it really is. It's what we do to feel better, to try and restore well-being, the next car, the latest cell phone upgrade, the right sneakers. Hey, the good life is for sale, if you can afford it. Then, of course, there's the whole health and fitness culture. They have the solution too. You can see what it looks like on magazine covers. Spoiler alert, it comes with a very small percentage of body fat, usually some laser and some airbrushing. Just saying. Then, of course, there's this whole field in the West, particularly over the last few decades, of the mindfulness economy. The good life is within. Shh. Listen. Breathe. Lots of people selling the good life, including me. I think the good life is all about good relationships. At least that's what the science is showing. The Harvard study of adult development is a remarkable longitudinal study conducted over the last 80 years. Tracking the lives of 268 men, researchers were interested in answering one simple question: what makes them happy? So, 2 groups of teenagers were selected, one from a disadvantaged inner city slum and the other from a privileged neighborhood. And since then, these men have been closely observed and monitored as they've matured, as they've received educations, started careers, gotten married, maybe divorced, had kids, had grandkids. In the 1970s, the study expanded to include the spouses of these men and then ultimately their children. It's a significant undertaking. Only a handful of those original men are still alive in their 90s. It's a pretty big deal. This kind of study will probably never be repeated. The researchers meticulously collected millions of data points, interviews, psychological check-ins, physiological assessments, brain tests, blood tests. One crucial discovery emerged. Relationships are the most influential factor in creating and maintaining the good life.